Hey friends, it's Amanda the author here, and I'm back with some new glasses and a new video. Now this one is for my authors, it's for indies, it's for traditionally published, it's for almost published, in the process of publishing authors. That's not to say if you're not an author you can't check this one out, but I'm talking bookish tools that have helped me as I've gone from manuscript to full publication and beyond. Now, for those of you who have not seen my previous video, I am Amanda the author with two E's like Megan Thee Stallion. My actual name is Amanda Ross, and I am the author of To a Stair with Love, as well as its upcoming sequel, To Alaris in Desperation. I've also co-published an anthology back in June called Girls of Might and Magic, and I'm currently working on my third book. It's separate from my series, called In the House of Transcendence. In addition to being a published author, I am also a marketer, and I have been for almost 10 years. Now, a lot of that marketing experience doesn't directly translate to book marketing, but it has helped me when it comes to overall strategy, especially for things like email campaigns, putting together strategy around social media, ads, and things like that. Now that all of that is out of the way, here are 6 tools that have helped me publish and market my books. The first tool I'll be talking about is Asana. Asana is a project management tool that you can use to plan all aspects of your publishing journey. At least that's what I use it for. And when I say I use it, I'm in Asana all day, every day. It helps so much plan all of the little things that I need to do to keep my book publishing and marketing on track. You can order Asana in many different ways, like having a tiled view or a list view or a calendar view. You can have multiple projects and multiple tasks, subtasks, and subtasks. You can assign tasks to other people. Let's say if you're working on a team project, you can also attach things. I mean, so many different things. There's also an app that you can have it on your phone if you don't want to do it on your computer. What I primarily use it for is planning all the aspects of book publication. You have a lot of things to do when you're publishing, especially if you are an indie author. Having a place with all of the different tasks like assigning an ISBN, sending my book to an editor, reviewing cover design, and more is very helpful. I also plan all of my marketing tasks, so email campaigns, Facebook ads, Amazon ads, and the like. I also use it to plan my social media calendar and now my AuthorTube calendar. Seriously, Asana is so wonderful. There is a paid version, however, I'm using the free version, and unlike a lot of softwares, there isn't any issue with using the free version. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Highly recommend any project management software, but especially Asana, or planning all aspects of your book publication and marketing. The next tool I want to talk about is Canva, and I'm sure you've heard of this girl before. Canva is a design tool where you can go in and use templates to design everything from Instagram posts to mobile videos to presentations and email headers. It is so helpful, such a helpful tool, and I've been using it for years. A sub tip when it comes to Canva is to make sure you're using the same 3 to 5 templates when you're posting on social, and to make sure that those templates align with your author brand. This can help your feed look consistent. Now, Canva isn't just great for social posts, like I mentioned. You can do things like email headers. You can even design book trailers in Canva and also book covers, but I would probably use that just to mock up an idea that you might have if you're planning to give that to your cover designer. Canva is free, but with the pro version, you can access tons and tons and tons of free stock photos, which is good, especially if you're doing things like character aesthetics or book cover mock-ups or videos, things like that. I have the pro version just because I'm using Canva all the time, both for my indie authoring and also for work. And I highly recommend it. It's worth it. I think it's like $12.99 a month, but you do get access to a lot more features, templates, and photos. So seriously, if you haven't used Canva, check it out. So worth it. The next app I use is StoryOrigin, and it's one created specifically for authors, and you can do a ton with it. Things like creating universal book links, tracking your email campaigns, newsletter swaps, review copy landing pages, lead magnet landing pages, and more. I primarily use it for newsletter swaps, tracking review copies and lead magnets, and a universal book link. Now, if you've never done a newsletter swap, it's actually easier than it sounds. Essentially, you and another author are swapping links and agreeing to mention each other's work in each other's newsletters. Basically, what I'll do is I'll write a little blurb about their book, include the book cover, and include whatever link they provide. That could be their universal book link, their lead magnet link, or even a review copy. In exchange, this author agrees to feature my link. Usually, it is my universal book link because at the moment, I am driving traffic to A Stare with Love. In the future, that might change. With Story Origin, it's really easy to find other authors whose newsletters you'd want to be featured in. And you want to be strategic because you don't want to get your book featured in, let's say, romance if you write only fantasy. In addition to newsletter swapping, like I mentioned, you can track review copies and send those out. You can send out links to your lead magnet. And when you do create a landing page for your lead magnet, people can be automatically subscribed to your email list. So Story Origin is a great platform to help you not only build your email list, but to get your books out in front of other people with the newsletter swap. Story Origin is not free. There's a $99 per year subscription fee, but you get access to a ton of features when you sign up, and I highly recommend it if you can afford it. Now, the next tool I use is something called Later. Now, Later is a social media scheduling app, and it has been so helpful when it comes to posting social media. I have a pretty busy schedule because I have a full-time job, and in addition to that, I'm doing all the other things that an indie author does, including book marketing, writing, all of it. So if there's anything I can do to make the process a little bit easier, I'm all for it. And social media does take a lot of time because you're building a strategy, you're creating posts, and you're thinking of the right kind of caption and hashtag to include with it. Never mind all the time spent actually engaging with other creators. So when I discovered Later, I was really happy because I was spending a lot of time every day creating the post, then drafting the caption, doing the hashtag, and posting it. Now, with Later, I can pre-schedule all of it and it doesn't take that much time out of my week. The other thing I like about Later is you can actually post to TikTok, which I have not found in other social media planning apps. Later is free for your first 30 posts per month, which if you're only posting once a day, that's pretty good. I highly recommend it. You can use it on your desktop and also on your phone. It's been so instrumental in helping me to be more proactive with social, save time so that I can do more writing. Now, the next tool I use is Publisher Rocket, and this one is specifically for Amazon. It is so helpful because it helps you do a ton of things with keywords. You can do an initial keyword search to see the number of Google searches and Amazon searches that particular keyword gets. You can do a competitive analyzer to see what other books rank for that keyword and get insight into those books. You can do category researches and more. I highly recommend doing keyword research even before you add your book to Amazon because this can help you write the book description and decide what keywords to add when you actually add your book. I think you can choose about 7. Additionally, I recommend doing a keyword search when you are doing your Amazon ads because you can pull an Excel list full of keywords that you can associate with your book and upload that into Amazon when you're creating your ads. They can also help inform your Amazon ad copy so you can actually try to reach more people with the right keywords. I'm still learning Publisher Rocket. I only started using it 2 months ago, but so far I really like it, and it's been really helpful when it comes to finding the right kind of keywords. Now, Publisher Rocket is not a free tool. It does cost. It's about $97, but it is pretty invaluable for all the different kinds of keyword research and keyword things you're able to do. So I would look into it if you're able to. The last thing I use for publishing and marketing my book is social media. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, everybody uses social media. However, I'm strategic about the platforms I use, and you should be too. When it comes to social media for book marketing, it's essential to know where your target audience is and to use those platforms specifically. Now, my books are new adult, and my target audience are people between the ages of 18 and 25. Where are they now? TikTok. So I've shifted focus to where a lot of my book marketing is on TikTok. I still use Instagram for my book marketing as well because I really like it and I have a pretty robust following on Instagram. Now, what works for me might not work for you. If you're writing a book for people in their middle age or writing a book for moms or something like that, TikTok or Instagram might not even be the platforms you want to use. Something like Twitter or Facebook might be more of your lane. Once you've settled on the different platforms, you can actually start to focus your energy on putting a strategic plan behind your marketing. Now, I'll be doing a full scale video on social media marketing for indie authors when it comes to like marketing your books. But for now, here are a couple things to remember. The first thing is your target audience, like we just discussed. The second is be consistent. Now, you don't have to post all day, every day, multiple times a day, but showing up on social more days than not is essential to help you reach your target audience and for them to see that you're serious about the things that you're posting. Third, like I mentioned when I was talking about Canva, try to find your brand and hone in on your brand color scheme, fonts, and image choice and things like that, and be consistent with that too. That way, people can look at your page and see a through line between, like I mentioned, colors, photos, fonts, the type of selfies you post, and that way it looks a lot more professional and a lot more intentional. Finally, and this is probably the most important thing to remember, is that social media can be good for sales, but it's not necessarily meant for sales. Why? Because not everybody that you interact with on social knows your work or is familiar with your book. It's important to be patient and to keep that in mind when it comes to social media and to realize that it's more of a tool for connection and engagement than it is strictly for sales. When you keep that in mind, that can help you take a lot of pressure off of yourself when it comes to social media marketing because then you won't feel so like, oh my God, if I don't post, I won't make a sale, or if my engagement is low, I'm not going to make a sale. You can really focus on how can I make this better and form stronger and better connections with people, and how can I get my book out there in a fun way. You can have fun with social media when you think about it less as a sales tool and more about a way to build relationships with other authors and potential readers. It's a wonderful tool to help you network with other authors, which when you are indie, it's essential that you meet and connect with other authors because they can help put you on. That's one of the things I learned pretty quickly when I first started marketing my book on social is the importance of forming friendships with other authors. And over the course of my year and some change of being published, I've met some really, really awesome friends on social, and I've made some really great connections with those friends and other authors that have allowed me to expand my reach. It's allowed me to have my book in Fifth House Collective. It's allowed me to have my book on the Melanin Library. It's allowed me to join the Be Too Weird book club and meet other readers who love fantasy and who I can kiki with about books like the ones behind me. And without social media, I wouldn't have gotten to meet and get to know the other authors who I co-mod the Facebook group Diverse Books with Magic with, and who I co-published the book Girls of Might and Magic with. Social media can bring a lot of wonderful things into your life. If you do social media right, you can connect with a lot of readers, a lot of authors, and you can have fun showing off your work and who you are. Now we've come to the end of the video, and thank you so much for sticking with me, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and that these tools could potentially help you. I'll probably do a part 2 because there are a lot more things that I use and things I'm still discovering. But just to recap, Asana is a project management tool that can help you plan all of the things you need when it comes to book publishing, your social media calendar, book marketing, and more. It is free, and you can also add other people if you are doing some kind of collaborative project. Canva is a design tool that can help you create things like website graphics, Instagram posts, email headers, and more. It is free, but there is also a paid version that is $12.99 a month. And if you are doing a lot of different design things or need a lot of stock photos, I highly recommend getting the paid version. StoryOrigin is an email marketing tool that can help you with newsletter swaps, creating lead magnet landing pages, universal book links, and more. StoryOrigin is not free. There is a $99 a year fee, but it is worth it if you can afford it. Later is a social media scheduling app, and you can schedule on all different platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. It's free for 30 posts a month, so if you are posting once a day, that is great. Publisher Rocket was the next tool, and that is specifically for Amazon to plan keywords for your book description, Amazon ads, keywords associated with your book, and more. This is not free. It is $97 a year, but again, if you are able to afford it, I highly recommend it. It can help you get those really targeted keywords to help your book reach more people. And finally, social media. Social media can help you reach potential readers and connect with other authors. It's important to, once again, keep in mind that social media isn't strictly a sales tool. It's more of a place for you to build a foundation and connect with other people. Keep in mind that you should prioritize building connections over being salesy on social media. Speaking of social media, I totally realized after I posted my last video that I didn't even tell y'all where you can follow me. So my bad. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Amanda the Author with 2 E's like Megan Thee Stallion, and on Twitter at Amanda the Author with 1 E because Twitter has a character limit. I will be posting my link tree down in the description, which has links to all of these socials, plus a link to my books, and a place for you to join my newsletter, and also a place for y'all to take a listen to my book playlists if y'all like to hear book playlists, because I have two, and also assortment of other things that I frequently post in my link tree. Now, let me know what you think about these tools. If you've used them before, what you think of them, and if you have any other recommendations for other tools, put me on. Let me know in the description. Give me some insight into what these tools are, and I will check them out. Like I said, I'll probably do a second parter because there are other tools that I use, or if I use any of your recommendations, I might just include it in the next part. Once again, thanks for tuning in. I hope y'all have a good evening, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye! Now, before we begin, I just want to go ahead and say that, like I said, what did I say? Now, before we begin, I just want to reiterate, StoryOrigin is an email marketing platform for authors. StoryOrigin is an email marketing platform for authors. If you've never done a newsletter swap, it's actually pretty easy. Basically, it's actually pretty easy. If you've never done a newsletter swap, it's actually pretty easy. Essentially, you are swapping a link in your newsletter. Let's say I agree to include a link to Jordan Fuego's Ray Bear in my book. Let's say I agree to include a link to Katrina Lewis's book. If you've never done a newsletter swap, it's actually pretty easy. Basically, what you do is I'm so tired. So pre-scheduling all of my social media. I don't need to tell, I'm sure you know that first, you can create a lead magnet landing page where readers who click, what am I going? What?